Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over a cryptocurrency called Cardano today and let you guys know what I think's going on with it and why I think this is a coin you want to be careful of doing a long-term type of play and holding on to Cardano long-term because I think it's going to go into after it does another wave run, potentially it's going to be a very long and drawn out correction for Cardano, in my opinion. I could be wrong about that, but we shall see what happens when Cardano finish what it's going to finish right now and then make that next wave run. So right now we are in the depression era of the cryptocurrency market. People are leaving in droves, guys. People are leaving. If you're still here paying attention to this video, what I'm doing on me for like me, then you're an out of the ordinary type of person. If you make it through this, you're probably going to do exceptionally well in the next bullish move. Now I'm not going to say bull run because there are some questions about what's going to be happening into the future, just on the macro level and things like that. Like, you know, you don't want to just say that Bitcoin or something, Cardano is going to bottom and then it's going to be into a bull run. There is a possibility it just might do a massive corrective bounce and then go into another bearish sequence again. That you can't rule that out. You want to be aware of that. That's why right now it's very, very important to take profits. Like what I'm doing. You know, people said I'm bullish. I'm bullish on Chili's, and I am long term up for the next probably 12 months. I'm bullish on Chili's as an example. However, when I bought Chili, I traded Chili's. You know, I bought Chili's, I think at, I don't know, 16 cents. And I think went 24, 25 cents. And I got out of Chili's just because it's in a bear cycle. I suggest people do the same thing too. Right now, you're in a trader's market. You are not in a bag holder's market right now with cryptocurrencies. I think this bearish cycle that we're in should prove to most people right now why you don't hold cryptocurrencies long term. You just don't. Bitcoin is the only one that would be considered right now to be doing something like that with. Okay. That's just my take on it. The reason why I say that is the amount of pain you have to go through holding these coins long term. It is very, very a bunch of mental anguish to watch these coins. If you have money, if you have a bag of it and watch them dwindle away to almost nothing, that is very, very difficult. I don't care who you are. It only makes sense to me that if it does something like that, that would be very, very devastating to anybody's emotional type move, you know, because, you know, they're saying, don't get emotional with it. Well, to watch a bag go, let's say you had $1 million in Cardano here at the top. Well, what is it right now? It's probably at less than $100,000. You know, Mark Cuban would be pretty upset about that. Don't you think? You're like, yeah, here I did an investment and went from 1 million to $100,000. He would be like, that wasn't very good. That's not very good. You know, now granted, that's a different situation. That was only a drop in the bucket him, but imagine somebody who maybe that was 20% of their net worth. And now their 20% of their net worth was 1 million, and now it's dwindled down to 100,000. You know, you see the difference there. So that's the issues. The attachment to it, okay, or not the attachment, I should say, is that the emotional problems with the stuff like this, and it just gets people, you know, very hardened against crypto, and they don't like it anymore, and then they leave. Okay, they lose all their money, and they can't wait anymore, and then they finally capitulate, and they say forget it. And they take that massive loss and they just go and they don't want to come back. So that's the issue with it. If you are trading it, then you're going to have much better success long-term in the cryptocurrency market, okay? And I mean swing trading. I don't talk about these daily trades that a lot of people like to do that are trading Bitcoin right now and stuff like that. Bitcoin is in a position right now, guys, where like if you want to trade and do like little scalp trades and that's like something that you enjoy doing, that's a different story and you're fairly successful with it. Hey, that's a different story. But if you're in there like trying to make some massive gains and things like that, there's not many guys doing that. I'm telling you that right now. I don't care what you see on Twitter. There's not people putting in leverage longs on recently in the last week or so on Bitcoin and making these massive moves. It's just not massive gains. I don't think so. They're getting some losses too, so you want to be careful. But I want to go over Cardano, guys, and let you know, give you guys a couple options on why I've been talking about that in the short term. Once Cardano completes its correction somewhere in this area, that it's going to do potentially another wave run up here just beyond all-time highs. Okay. Let me go over to a weekly chart. I'll show you some things I'm checking out. So here we have a massive wave run on the weekly, the RSI, which took this wave out over here. Okay. Now I have Cardano set up in this ascending wedge pattern. Okay. That's the breakdown that I think that it's doing. Just one of the reasons why I say that is the amount of time that it took in this whole area. So technically from 2017 December, and then here's like technically where they say the end of the bear market. It did a move here, okay, a little minor move there, and then it actually came back down and broke it, guys. So the reality of it is that Cardano was, for the most part, bearish for 2 years. It looks like, guys, January of 2018 to March of 2020, and then it blasted out there into this wave run until August, September of 21. So for a year and a half, so like 2 years, a year and a half, and now it's over here doing this correction. And I think it's coming to soon coming to an end in the next couple months, potentially, with Cardano and this wave down here. This is descending wedge, which is, you couldn't get a descending wedge out of that bullish structure, and then it has some bullish divergence down in this weekly chart. So I'm not saying could it go down some more? It could. I would like to see Cardano stay above that 27 cents area. There's some confluence in areas in there that I'm looking at that's really where it needs to stay. If it breaks that, then there's definitely going to be some issues, more probably medium term for Cardano if that happens. Okay, that's what I'd be. So if it breaks 27 cents, I would definitely be questioning Cardano at that point. Okay, where is it really going to be going to? So with that said, this is a wave that it did here. It corrected into this wave, and then here's a wave over here, and then it correct down to this wave onto this trend, and then come over here. So this is the breakdown that I think that more than likely you're going to be seeing with Cardano. So it's kind of a wave like this, and this is a third wave. The RSI and the weekly does substantiate that, and then there's another minor fourth wave in this area. There can be a little bit of a throw over here too, so it can be a fake out. It's not uncommon for that to happen, to go outside the trend and then back up into that area. You know, I would say somewhere like that. Okay. So just beyond all-time highs of $3.17. All right. And you're talking pretty, you know, fairly significant gains potentially of, you know, like say 10x to maybe a 15x. So if that whole wave right there is 15x, you know, the reality of it is that most people are that look at that and plan that out are in reality, if it's a 15, they'll probably only get a 7x out of it. Okay. The odds of you hitting that bottom, let's say 30 cents is, let's say 27 cents is the bottom for Cardano, and throwing everything in at 27 cents and right in there all the way to the top and making a 15x, very slim. That's not how it's done, guys. You don't put like everything in at once and then drop everything out at once. It's layering in at the bottom and layering out at the top. Okay. So more like maybe a 7x, I would say. Overall, the whole picture, what would happen would be like a 7x. Okay. So what I decided to do is put the whole trend from there, and I just put this trend line over here based off this ascending wedge where I think Cardano could hit. And I have it right now at the 27 cents. And that's the target that I would be looking for in the next couple months for Cardano right now. Okay. You want to see down here in the weekly, you would prefer to see it maintain that bullish divergence. Okay. Coming down a little bit more, giving it a reversal signal, and then this move right here. Okay. So with that said, I think that Cardano potentially has one more hoorah up there. Okay. Now I know I'm going up here to $5.50. I wouldn't count on that. I would not count on that. Okay. Could it happen? It could. It is a cryptocurrency, and when things get crazy, they can blast up a lot higher than expected. Okay. Now, there's a wave here and a wave here. I want to make you guys aware of something. So if I take this from the candle body, the top of this wave to the top of the next wave, it only went up about 235%. from that wave previously. If I take from the wick and go to the top of the wick, it's basically 150%. So this wave is 150% higher. The percentage from here to here is just 150%, okay, to 200%. So this wave, even though it's a massive wave, and this is a massive wave, this wave did not go substantially higher than this wave, okay? So the reason I'm pointing that out to you is that more than likely, in my opinion, that's why I'm going with this is probably an ascending wedge. So I'll put this on a 3-day chart. I'll show you guys something. This is going to be vitally important to suss this out. If you're in Cardano and trying to make a decision where you want to go with it, there's a lot of long-term hype with Cardano. Now, there's nothing wrong with the coin per se, fundamentally wise. I haven't seen anything wrong with it. From what I can tell, there's just not a lot of users on it. I think there's more users. I think Solana has more users, definitely. And I think maybe Phantom too. I have to double check that right now. Okay, guys. So I'm going to double check that with Phantom and some other chains and things like that. But there's a lot of hype with Cardano. And what I mean by that is that they're kind of expecting this just to really be really, really big long term in the future. And I'm not denying that. Okay, I'm not going to deny that at all. Maybe it's going to be the next chain that's going to just like blow up or something like that sometime in the next 5 years. There is that potential, okay? But I'm also going to tell you right now, in my opinion, once Cardano is done with this last wave, there is a potential for Cardano to go into a massive long-term correction that could possibly take 2 years, maybe even 3 years. That's what I'm going to tell you that you want to be aware of, okay? So here's the deal. All right, I'm going to try to hype this up like with Cardano. So here's the situation. I say right here. If Cardano is going to be making this move, here's this wave 1, here's 2, and it made this 3 and down for a 4, and it's going to go up and blast up into that 5th wave like so, guys. Here's the situation with the Cardano is now that's a whole wave sequence that it did right there, okay? And this would be the wave 1. Now Cardano is going to go into this wave 2 over here, okay? All right, so more than likely the wave 2 is going to end up back over here on where this wave 4 is, okay? It could land on top of the wave 1, also 2, like this, okay? So somewhere in this area, like so, on these wave sequences, just like that. So let me put a rectangle thing here, like so, okay? It can make that move like that, okay? So let me take that off, potentially like that. So the deal is that the amount of time that Cardano took for this whole wave sequence is a long time, guys. So it took, let's say it's going to take it like 2,200 days. So the issue, in my opinion, with Cardano is going to be this. It's going to be the amount of time that it's going to take once you're in here, and it's going to make its way all the way back over. Boom, here. It's going to be so much time to get over there. It's not going to be bullish. Now, if the markets are going bullish over here, guys, there will be a time where Cardano might go way up again and then come back down like so, okay? So you want to be aware of something like that, all right? There's only one other option that I can find where you can say somebody's going to say it's mega bullish, and I'll show you that option. Okay, I'll show you. Let me clean this up a little bit for you guys, okay? I'll show you that option right now. I don't think it's going to be a viable option. This would make it super, super bullish, in my opinion. Let me clean this up just a second, guys. There we go. Okay, so take away the trend lines. Your other one would be that this here was your 1, and this is a 2. Okay, this one is a 1, and this is a 2. That is an option, and that this Cardano is going into some massive wave 3. That is an option. So let's like this. I don't think this is going to be the option, but this would be a 1, 2. Okay, and then this will be your 1, 2. This is an option, guys. The issue with this right here, let me take this one off. So like a mega bullish. The issue right here with this one is that this second wave is going to probably need to come a lot deeper for that setup, okay? you really want to see, based on this leg right here, you really want to see this second wave be at least 50% logarithmic, 50% logarithmic deep. That's how deep you want to see it. And right now, it still has to get down to 24 cents to be 50% down there, okay? Until it hits 24 cents, in my opinion, wave 2 correction to make it a 1-2-1-2 hyper bullish wave sequence is not on the table until it hits this 24 cents, okay? And that would be a shallow wave 2 correction. More than likely, more realistic one would be 13 cents for another wave 2 correction. And then if you see numbers down here where it's all the way down to 13 cents, then yes, you probably go more with 1-2-1-2, and it could be hyper bullish. The reason I wanted to make you guys aware of it going back up here into this ascending wedge and then doing a correction is just the amount of time that's taken on this correction here. It went up, and then that correction right there. So it did this wave and then a long drawn out correction, and went up into a wave, and it's having another pretty long correction. That's probably going to be from what, September? Let me say, let's say it ended that wave there, and let's just say it's going to end in, let's say February, just to be realistic, 539 days for that. And then you're looking at 336 days there. If you count the whole thing over here till it went really hyper bullish, was 784 days. So 2 years there, and then half the time there. And that makes sense that this is shorter than that time just because of this ascending wedge right here. So it all fits together for me, that the amount of time here, you see how this is shorter than this area here, and now it's coming up, and then it's going to be out of this whole wave sequence at the top, and then it's going to be making its way over here. And I do believe if Cardano is not hitting the numbers down here, guys, to make this a wave 2 hyper bullish type coin, then you'll be looking at something that's going to be in a correction for years to come. So at the end of the day, what am I saying? This is what I'm saying. If Cardano is going to be in here and you're looking at buying this thing to get into the next wave run, not financial advice, this is what I would be doing personally. This is what I would be doing, not financial advice, is if Cardano is going to go from here all the way up to here, I will be exiting out 100% of the position on Cardano. Personally, that would be me. Okay. Now you might think that I'm a fool for doing that, and that's fine. And you can make a comment and say that I would be an idiot for doing something like that. We shall see what's going to happen if it makes a move from here to here and what's going to be going on. Do you really want to take that chance? Think about it. You really want to take the chance that it's stuck over here into something for the next 2 years? Going, oh, maybe it'll come back. Or maybe you can get out on a bounce. You have to wait for a bounce, okay? And it's going to have to be a mega bounce, probably to bounce up pretty good to get out of there. That's just food for thought. I would really, really consider it if you're looking at it for more of a long-term type of investment. If you can call it that, I really don't look at cryptocurrencies right now as investments, except for maybe Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think they're tradable assets where you need to exit most of your position just for mental health reasons, so you don't go crazy losing so much money in these coins. All right, guys, that's the end of my video. I know a little bit of a rant there. I'm just trying to prevent people from, just losing a bunch of money and going crazy in this market, because you can see it right now. There's people that are going crazy. I mean, could you imagine, like right now in the crypto market, it is getting so boring and there's not a lot going on. It's very, very difficult to trade it. It's very, very difficult to make a little bit of money in the crypto market. And I didn't lose. I'm not holding these things long term, and I'm going crazy. I couldn't imagine if I still hold a bag of this stuff. I just couldn't imagine it. I'm like, how do these guys do it? They gotta go nuts. They gotta go nuts. They're seeing a shrink or something right now. I go, oh my god, what's going on? Like that's just how I look at it. All right, guys. If you've been all the way to the end, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.